Tried a new styling method. It was not the vibe, friends. Too much product. My hair feels super gross and weighed down, so that's fun. Welcome back to Ever This Movie Ever. My name is Jess and I'm watching Ever This Movie Ever. Today I'm going to be talking about Luca. Luca is a 2021 Disney Plus original release about a sea creature boy named Luca who's really intrigued by humans and their entire world, and he befriends another boy and their shenanigans in a human town. It is directed by Enrico Casarosa, cinematography by David, Juan, Bianchi, and Kim White. Directing animators Claudio de Oliveira, Nancy Cato, and Nickolas Rosario. Editing by Catherine Apple and Jason Hudak. Music by David Romer, and it's written by Jesse Andrews and Mike Jones. The film stars Jacob Tremblay as Luca, Jack Dylan Grazer as Alberto, Emma Berman as Julia, Maya Rudolph as Daniela, and Jim Gaffigan as Lorenzo. The film was announced in 2020. Casarosa, the story is incredibly personal to him. He based it off of a lot of his own experiences with his own best friend in summers he experienced as a boy. He took it to Lassiter. Lassiter really encouraged him to make it bigger scale and said the town of Puerto Rosso should be like attacked by a kraken or something. But when Lassiter left in 2018 and Pete Docter took over, Pete Docter actually encouraged him to keep it the small, intimate climate he wanted. The filmmakers got to explore the Italian Riviera, obviously. They got to do a research trip as usual. The sea monsters were also inspired by Italian folklore and their myths. The film itself, animators had a hard time deciding what Luca was going to look like, and Casarosa finally, when he decided that Luca was like a big dreamer and just had all these dreams and wishes and desires, that kind of helped his look fall into place. And Miyazaki was a huge, huge, huge inspiration for this film, especially of the town of Puerto Rosso. They specifically made sure to use Miyazaki as an inspiration. The film has a 91% Rotten Tomatoes consensus. Slight but suffused with infectious joy, the beguiling Luca proves Pixar can play it safe while still charming audiences of all ages. It was nominated for Best Animated Feature. It did not win. A short film called Ciao Alberto followed this. It is on Disney Plus as well, and many expressed interest in a sequel, but a sequel never came to fruition. The film is stunning. What gorgeous colors, saturation, the dream/imagination sequences are to die for. I love everything visually about this. I think him transforming between like his fish self and his human self is super interesting and unique. It's seamless, it's stunning, like the lighting is great. It's a very beautiful film. The movie flies, dude. Point A to point B. Pretty simple. I love that it was kept in the intimate climate because it makes the story go boom, 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 boom. You know? It's pretty good. I didn't take a lot of notes while watching this because this is the first time I've seen this, I think, since I watched it when it came out. I've seen pieces of it because my baby cousin Noah was obsessed with this movie. And so, like, I had seen pieces of it, but I haven't seen it all the way through since it came out. So I was really glued, if I'm all honest. But it's got a really cute opening. Super big Little Mermaid vibes in the beginning because it's a sea creature wanting, like, being interested in the human world but not being allowed to go to the human world. Very big Little Mermaid influence there. It's undeniable. Like, even Aubrey looked at me and was like, so it's Little Mermaid? And I was like, right at the beginning, but like the rest of the story, not so much. Silencio Bruno, obviously an iconic moment from this movie to silence the voice inside yourself telling you can't do it. That obviously has been taken, you know, Silencio Bruno before you do something, you know, pretty daring or scary. What clicked for me this time when I was watching it is I'm pretty sure the next animated movie to come from Disney is Encanto. There might be one between, but I don't think so because they were both 21. And Encanto also has a Bruno, and We Don't Talk About Bruno is like easily the most famous song from that film. So I just think it's interesting that we like took like Silencio Bruno was like one of the biggest takeaways of this movie, and then We Don't Talk About Bruno in the next animated movie that comes out. So I just thought that was interesting. That never clicked for me before until I was watching it now, and I knew that Encanto was coming soon. So it clicked and I was like, oh, interesting. But the story is so sweet. I love how much Giulia's dad falls for Alberto and like wants to keep him around, and you know, immediately like doesn't care that he's a sea creature and is like, I know who these are, these boys are, you know, just so sweet. I love that relationship. I also love Giulia and her dad's relationship. I also love Giulia and Luca's friendship, and how she is like a nerd and Luca is so enthralled by learning from her and wanting to go to school with her and learn, and it's just like so sweet. I love all this underlying. Your Ericole or whatever his name is, he sucks. He's so awful. What a great little villain to have. He gives me the sous chef from Ratatouille vibes. But Luca reading him for filth with the catfish, damn, so good. This was super close to giving a cry count, but the tears never actually fell. I did tears welled at the end, but they have to fall to count. I was able to blink them away and they did not fall, so we didn't have a cry count. I did cry the first time I saw this though. I do think Giulia, Giulia sounds a little bit like Helga from Helga Pataki from Hey Arnold. There's a couple moments where I was like, Helga? Is that you? But it's not, obviously. So yeah, I think this is so sweet. I think it's a perfect little intimate, not super high stakes kids film. You know, I feel like that's a big thing in Hollywood, is stakes just keep having to be higher and higher and higher. And it's like, what happened to like the simple ones? You know, it's okay to have beautiful, simple movies where it's an internal stakes, because we all get that. We all know what that feels like. And then there is a post-credit scene with the uncle in the deep. That's pretty funny. But it's just such a sweet movie. My favorite part is either the end, when like everybody accepts them and Luca gets to go to school and Alberto stays with Giulia's dad. I loved all of that, but I also really love when Luca redeems himself with Alberto and like, you know, exposes himself, which is like toward the end as well, exposes himself. And I don't know, it's all a very sweet ending. How the parents come around and are like, you can go to school, and like, ugh, so sweet. My least favorite part, when, first of all, Ericole, or however you say his name, he sucks. He's definitely one of my least favorite parts. My least favorite part is when Luca calls Alberto a sea monster. Ugh! It hurts my heart so deeply, because like that betrayal is felt so deep. Oh my gosh, brutal. It's brutal. Anyway, watch again. Totally recommend 100%. It's one of those movies. It's just so sweet, so simple, so great. That's gonna be everything I have for Luca. My final rating is gonna be 8. 8. I feel like we should do sea monsters, right? Or bowls of pasta, or bikes, Vespas. What am I talking about? 8 Vespas out of 10. Our total movie count is. Parent death toll and cry count are still the same. If you want to keep up with what movie I'm watching, follow me on all socials and check out my website. My website is really cool, okay? Join Patreon. Got a tier starting at just $1. You get every video a week early. Tiers above that, daily trivia, monthly postcards, bonus content, etc. Seriously, check it out. It's really, really cool. I'm trying to put out more content and everything, so look over there, okay? Buy merch. Merch is great. Merch is grand. Until next time, comment, like, subscribe, but I'm not in charge of your life. You are, so you, and don't be Ericole about it. Filmed. Okay, on to Wolfgang.